Yeah.
All right. Welcome. Happy Thursday. How you doing, Mark?
Thursday, doing well, doing well. Well,
Solid.
doing much better. I caught the stomach flu like yesterday.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, I was puking my guts out. Now,
Ugh,
now my wife and two of my kids have it, so
man.
I know.
You have to share that. You have to love and share, right?
Yeah, as a family, you have to go through things together. You can't just go through things alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, doing pretty well. How about you?
Sick. I am doing well. We just got back from out west. We were in Alpine, Texas, so we came back to San Antonio. We got to enjoy some cold weather out there, but San Antonio actually had snow when we were gone. Just like a covering, a smothering, right? Just
How's
like
that
a
possible, man?
coat. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little mad, but oh well. Maybe we'll get another one.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, now we back in town, ready for the live stream, ready to start building again. I was building when I was out there, doing a lot of client work, um,
that's
which
good.
was fun. So, but I guess it was last weekend. I No, it wasn't. It was actually like Monday night. I started playing around with my coffee app like I usually do, right? Because it's a fun
Yeah,
app that I can build stuff in and nobody really cares. And I was doing a custom slider, right? I'll show an example. It's not live on my simulator right now, but I guess just show the tweet. Um,
a custom slider.
yeah, custom slider in uh in whatever you call this in FlutterFlow in FlutterFlow. So let me bring that up. I want to showcase how easy it is because it is like sort of really simple. But it takes a few steps, right? It is simple, but it takes a few steps. So I want to show those steps. We'll actually do it in this Know Him app that we're working on together because
Cool.
I want to sort of possibly
Now,
do
is
like a
this a new
timeline one.
feature?
Do what?
Is this a new feature of FlutterFlow, or is it?
No, 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 no. It's always been present. It's probably easier to do now. So let me share this window. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So this little guy. I don't know if you can see that. No, that's not
No.
good. All right, so
There
this
we
little
go.
guy, this is actually a custom slider, right?
Yeah.
And I want to show like how to build that. So it's sort of cool, like for onboarding or something, you could have
Yeah.
like a weight, right? You could have like a weight or height, maybe. You want to do like sort of a custom slider. You can turn this stuff vertical, which I think is what we're going to do for this one, because maybe I'll do like um, possibly what I'll do, right, is I'll do a slider vertical and we could do like a page view. So it's like a timeline and you
Yeah.
get like days maybe, or I don't know, something, right? That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
That sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
And where are
Yep.
you going to
So,
use it on the Know Him app? Where do you
well,
have
yeah, that's
that?
what I mean. I think we're gonna do, so we have this timeline view. I'll share I'm gonna do my entire screen over here. All right, so we've been building this app. Mark and I are sort of working on it together.
Yeah.
And we're sort of creating it together. Essentially, oh, I need to respond to Catherine actually. Um,
Did she
but yeah,
reply in
we're
the
creating.
email?
She did. I'll tag you in it, and maybe you can
Okay.
reply.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'm really shabby on my communication, but yeah, it's just a little app. Last week we did like swipeable stack stuff. So like these are verses that you can save.
Yeah.
Um, and this was actually very pertinent because with swipeable stack, it was always really hard to present content that's new to the user. So what
Mm.
we're actually doing here is we are, um, we're saving when we go. I'm gonna skip this because I've actually saved a bunch, but we have these saved verses here. And so
Yeah.
when you have a saved verse, it's actually being removed from the list here. So last week we did that, and that's again very pertinent. When you use swipeable stack, you need that feature. You don't want to just present the same list of data, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to interact with it and then not see it again.
For
Um,
sure.
so we did the saving portion. You could also do the skipping portion, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've been, I don't know, just working with, there's like a FlutterFlow API or the scripture. So I was like messing around with what it would look like to have the Bible in here. I don't know,
Dang.
just some ideas. I wanted
Right.
to try out a few things, but we have this timeline here, right?
Yeah.
And right now, well, we could use this custom slider in one of two places. We could use this timeline and we could do like a page view here. And maybe this is, I don't know, maybe we don't have a calendar up here. Maybe we have a slider on the right. That's like, when you swipe the contact list in your phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? You could actually say,
Photo.
hey, how many pages are there in the page view, right? Get the number of pages, and then you could feed that into the slider. And then, because that's what we're going to do when we create this custom slider, we're actually going to generate some children, and then we're going to use an actual slider in FlutterFlow with opacity 0. And then when you interact with it, you will actually interact with, we'll I'm just going to do the slider that I created, which is like I don't know, like a gauge slider
Yeah.
essentially. But yeah, you're gonna have a list. You're gonna feed a list of uh, a selectable range essentially into that slider. And then you're going to feed that same selectable range into the slider itself. So if the slider is from 0 to 50, right,
Yeah.
then you have 50 options. And you're going to have a list view with 50 containers um, dynamically generated from a custom function. And then you're going to basically say, hey, we're going to do a conditional on the containers, the color. If the slider value is greater than or equal to the index, then it's going to be a different color. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to explain it and then we'll build it.
Yeah,
So
no, it does sound really cool.
yeah,
And so then, for the timeline, will there be like a limit?
there would have to be a limit. You always have to have a limit in this custom slider.
Okay.
And also like it breaks down at some point. So it's not a perfect custom slider, right? Like you have to, it doesn't do really large numbers. So like on my coffee example, it's essentially you're curating a brew ratio. So in
Yeah.
coffee, you have, the amount of coffee, the ratio, and the amount of water. And it's basically amount of coffee times ratio equals the amount of water you need. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a pretty large multiple, right? 18 grams coffee, 16 ratio, five, that'll be like 280, 295
Yeah.
type of water, right? And if you go up, right, 24 grams, 32 grams, same thing, it's going to be 580, 620, etc. So you have a larger scale. So the slider breaks down at scale, but
Okay.
you can figure out a custom function to do whatever you want, right? You can do like, hey, maybe instead of 50 dynamic children, maybe you take the total number, you divide it by 2 or 3 or 4, right? Probably an
Yeah.
even number, and then you feed that in. So
Is there a limit, like a limit of 50 or
yeah,
more?
I would say a limit of 50 is probably,
Okay.
for this example, probably going to be what you want. So I'm going to say UI custom slider. We're going to create that. And then what we're
Let's
going to
go.
do is we're going to utilize a stack. Okay.
Yeah.
So stack, so we can put the list view behind and the slider on top. And I'm going to do like maybe 64 height. So we're doing dynamic height. We will do a list view here, and that list view can be horizontal. Yes. We will remove this. We're going to make it. We don't want it scrollable actually, so we'll do shrink wrap. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're just going to drag a little container in here. And this is just going to be the base of, what that slider looks like. So if you guys can see, I'll change this to primary. I'm going to do 4 pixels. I'll do 40 height. And I'm going to do some border radius here. So, and then on this list view, we want to set up maybe like 4 pixels item spacing, 12 item start, 12 item end. Okay. The reason why we're doing this this list view as shrink wrap is we don't want it to scroll, right? You want all of the children to actually be showcased in this list view. Okay. All right. So we have this. We have the container, and then we need our slider. So let's go slider here. Okay. Nice. Okay. And we're gonna do that. It's perfect, actually. All right. Number of decimal places. Again, you can do however you want. Right. One step size. Maybe this is like 0.5. We'll just do full width. Yeah, it's actually it won't really matter if we see this because we're going to make this slider opacity 0. So, all right. Now this, as I mentioned, if I can select the slider. Okay, this maximum, right? This is the number. It always works with a minimum and a maximum. So this maximum number is going to be how many containers we see in this list view. Okay, what was that? Hey, Rawson. You mean in FlutterFlow? This is Command K. This is, you can just do this, or you can do Command F, which is my favorite. Command F is this little guy over here, if that's what you mean, Rawson. Thanks for joining also. So, all right, let's go ahead. We need a custom function. And so the reason why I'm doing this in a component is we're going to pass in a few parameters here. Okay, we're going to say max number. Okay, and this is going to be a double. We're going to say the default will be 50. Okay, and then we also need like a preset, like current value. Current value, also a double. Okay, say 20. Command plus F, correct. Correct, Rawson. All right. And then we want a little custom function. So let me see. I'm actually gonna see what I did specifically for that. It basically you just need to generate like some children, right? I'm gonna say generate dynamic children. We are going to return a list of integers, okay? Because we want to just, you could return a list of anything really, because that's what you're going to set dynamic children from. And you're going to say the total value. Okay, we'll make that an integer. Okay. Now in my coffee app, let's see, generate dynamic children. All right. Total value. I'm going to say take the total value and generate that many items in a list. Okay.
Where did you learn how to do this? You know, like with knowing the integer and all that stuff.
It's trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error. I was sitting on my couch and I was like, I wonder if I could do a custom slider in FlutterFlow. I've always wanted to do it. I didn't know how to do it. And this came to mind. I was like, well, if you could, if you could generate children and then a slider could be the same value, you could use the drag function, right? You could try to use the drag function, but then you have to like do a bunch of math and calculate all this stuff. And I was like, well, what if since we have opacity on all these widgets in FlutterFlow, what if we had a slider on top at opacity 0? So you're interacting with the slider, right?
Yeah.
But you're actually just moving the dynamic children.
That's
Okay.
really clever.
Yeah, thank you, dude. So this is children. Perfect. And I think we need to check the custom functions. Yeah. So we'll check them. And so all this is doing is I'm going to pass in a number, right? We're going to do dynamic children on this list view. I'm going to say generate options or generate children. I'm going to do my custom function here. And the total number, right? We just need to add this total number in. This total number is going to give us the amount of containers. So I'm going to say 50. Boom. Okay. Perfect. And as you can see, there you go. We're generating dynamic children. We probably want this stack. Like, I don't know if we need 64, right? Maybe 52, something like that. Okay, and then this slider, it also, actually, sorry, those dynamic children, come on now. They actually need to, we need to set this total value from, all right, we'll just change our parameter. We need to change this max number to an integer. So we're just going to take in an integer. There, perfect. And then on this list view, we can set this. This will make it like scalable. This will make the slider not only work in this current scenario, right? We're going to be able to set it from a parameter. So now I say max number, boom. All right. And then we can set the initial value as well from current value. So I'll do that. And then this maximum number, we're going to set from this. So max number right here. Cool. Yep, number of divisions. Nice. Okay. I don't quite know what this means. Number of divisions to display in the slider if left blank. Okay. We'll see how this is, all right? We're gonna see how this is. We're gonna take this slider and we're gonna move it to 0. That's the opacity. And if slider of max value is set from a variable, it must set, okay. We need to set a default number here. It's perfect. Set 50. Okay. And then what we need to do is also an action. So an action on this parameter. What this action is going to do is, like I said, this component, we want to be able to reutilize this. We don't want to just have this set in one place, right? Like the example I showed you is actually the same slider, just with different, right? Like this little guy. This is the same slider right here. This is a slider and this is a slider. These are not two different components. This is the same component with different values fed into it. So this is the power of utilizing a component and utilizing this max number essentially, because that's the amount of children that are allowed here. Okay. So we want to pass in an action parameter as well. Just gotta make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. And this update action, so we're going to say slider update action. Okay. And we're going to make it on the slider. So on slider update, right, we're going to update execute action actually. Okay. Slider update action. Perfect. And let's see. So our value. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is, before we can actually implement this or test it, we also need to put it into a page. So I'll put it into, since we just want to test it, right? I'll just throw it into this home page. I'll put it under open scripture, okay, for now. But we have to set up some difference, right? We have to set up some differentials. So slider, okay, perfect, right there. We'll, 4. Okay. We'll say max number 50, current value 20. Update page on changes. Let's dive back in. So the way I'm doing it in my custom slider is this container color is going to update. It's going to change, right? That's the whole point. In the slider, we have like filled and we have empty. Okay. So in this slider, right, in this custom slider, we're going to show that progress by the color of the container in the list. Okay. And this color is going to be a conditional. Okay. Let's see. Yep, current index +1. Nice. So let's go ahead and select the child. And instead of this primary background, we're going to say conditional value. Condition is single condition. And I'm going to do a code expression here. Or actually, no, we'll do a slider here. We'll do a slider. So widget state slider. If the slider value, right? If the slider value is greater than or equal to, and this is where we'll do the code expression. And the only reason why I'm doing this code expression is we're going to take the index in the list, right? For this children, there's going to be 50 items. So it goes 0 to 49. So if the current index, we actually want 1, right? We want 1 to 50 instead of 0. Current index, double. We can do int, actually. Int. And we'll say generate children item, index and list. Okay. We'll do current index +1. So if it's 0, it'll be 1. Right? If it's 2, it'll be 3, etc. And we'll check the errors. We should return a double here. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. So if the slider value is greater than or equal to this code expression, then we want to do primary. And if not, we want to do, we'll do accent 1. Okay, that'll be sort of like our 30 or primary at 30%. So, okay, cool. All right, and then this we want to implicitly animate. Yeah, 150 is going to be fine. Okay, let's see if that works. Hopefully we don't get a code error. We need to, oh yeah, custom slider right here. Perfecto. All right, any questions? Any questions, Mark? Does that make sense? Of course. Custom slider, modal package. We'll just we'll rebuild. Oh, we probably need to set up a custom action. So I'll do like a page state here. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do update app state. Just a generic action. So here, right? Oh my gosh, look at there. Works like a charm.
Man, that looks beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
Right? I
It does,
mean,
man. That's really cool.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm here for it. Okay, we can remove this. We could like say, hey, this list view. We can also get the current value of it. So what I have is like the current value. Right now you can't see like what your slider value is. So what we'll do is, sorry, I'm gonna remove this, 0 and 0. That'll give us a little more space. We could basically stack this in a container. We can do one of two options, right? Because we have access to this slider value. We should. So if we drag a little guy in here, and we say 16 and 12, large, we could set this. We should be able to set this from the custom slider value 0, and then you could say like, yeah, we'll just do that for now. This will be whatever value you want, but it should update as we update this right number, this should increase and decrease. So see if that works. Yep, 31.2. Nice. Okay. Oh, I need to scroll up. We need this to be scrollable. Come on now. I moved it. Scrollable. Sick. Okay. Alrighty then. Dun 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 dun. So right now, why we can't interact with this is because it is. Hey, I wonder if this is. Timeout. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna hide this swipeable stack for now. So we can interact with my custom slider. Thank you very much. Joseph, Daniel, so glad to have you all here. Thanks for joining. I want to show you our progress, right? So we have this slider. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
That looks really cool.
Not so bad.
Yeah. It's very smooth.
That is like, in all honesty, that's pretty smooth. I can even, I wonder if this animate changes will work. Like if we do this.
And then could you walk me through how the custom function worked again?
Yeah. Okay. So we need like, dude, I've been using custom functions to like just generate things. Like just, hey, whatever this, like in the date view, like in this timeline view, like if you want to do a custom calendar, you can like say, hey, take the current date and then give me this week, right? Give me 7 days, essentially, right? And it'll just be like, boom, okay, 7 days. And then
That's
you can
cool.
just like, you could create a whole custom calendar. That's how I've done it before in the past. It's just like, hey, give me current date, give me a month, right? Give me this month, and then boom, just populates the month. Same thing here. We're saying, hey, give me 50 items. Doesn't matter, right? Just give me 50 items in a list. You could set this from an app state or whatever. But yeah, just give me 50 items. And then there's 50, there's almost 50 here. What we need to do is actually, we need to come down here, we need to take this container, and we need to, instead of have a solid width. Oh, maybe no. Hey, how did I do this before? I did this. I was able to expand this essentially, but maybe I needed empty list widget. No, primary, reverse, reorderable. Maybe I need to do this in like a container or something. Yeah, container, perfect. Then we have the list view. Let's see if we can expand. No, we can't. Okay. Well, there's a way. I forget how I did it in my coffee app, but this is overflowing. That's what I'm saying. So, but essentially there's 50 items in this list. Okay. And so we're just saying, hey, where's the slider value? So if we, let's bring this slider up, right? Let's bring it up in maybe 0.5 opacity. So you can see what it's actually doing. Because right now we're just hiding it. We're still interacting with the slider. We're just hiding the slider. So now if we showcase that, is it okay if I have it over here? I think so. Yeah. So we have that slider, see, or just we're taking it.
I mean, it's really cool.
I mean,
And
I
so
agree.
then where do you put the function in again?
So the
Like
function's in the list view.
Okay.
The function is in the list view. So here, I'm going to take that back down. So in this list view, like I said, all the function is doing is it's taking the number of max characters. So here, what I'll do is I'll duplicate this slider and I'll show you the difference. It's taking the number of max character numbers, right? And it's saying, hey, I'm gonna generate that amount of children. So here is 50. If we go back home, we'll go like boom and boom, and we'll say this one goes on here. We're gonna take this other slider value, So this slider value, we're gonna say 30, or we'll say 10, right?
Yeah.
And then on this slider, we're gonna say max number is 24. Current value is 10, okay? All right. And so this one is gonna have 24 children. And this is where I want to, on that custom slider, right, on mine, I had this, I have this expanded somehow, where it's just taking up all the space. Give me a second. Let me see how I did that. Yeah, it's literally, oh, okay. I didn't do a list view, I did a row. Perfect. All right, we're just gonna update this. We're gonna replace this with a row. Da-da-da. And now I can expand this
Easy.
little guy. Yeah, easy peasy now. And so this should, let's see, custom slider, go to home page. This action should exist, yes. Total 10, max number 24. Okay. Try to just hot reload. And then this one should, just like in my example in the coffee app, it should expand. So these little guys should be like, there should only be 24 of them. This one should be 50. And you should be able to see all 50 here. But let's go ahead and see. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Okay. So we need to make sure that we have space in between. So as you can see, there's no space in between. We switch this to a row. Really, really took away my user experience there.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, 4 pixels. You could do maybe 2 pixels as well. And what I've done, like in my app, I think I did like, hey, it's going to be 2 if it's a lot of numbers, or if it's like if the max number is over 40, then it's going to be 2. If it's under 40, it's going to be like 4 or 8 or something. So, I mean, I think this is pretty cool.
It looks great, man.
Thanks. I think this is fun. It's sort of cool to implement, to put this in an actual app. Like I said, maybe a timeline. Maybe you could do this. You could basically put this in a transform widget, put it over here, and you could slide up and down. And what you would have to have is like a page view. We're trying to do this in an app right now, actually, like essentially scrolling to the index in a list, which you can't do in FlutterFlow natively. You can't scroll. You can scroll to the top of a list or the bottom of a list, or I guess in technical terms, you can scroll to the start or the end of a list, but you can't scroll to a specific index. So what we would need to do is, and we have 27 minutes. We're going to do this, okay? But I need to generate those children, right? So we're going to do a couple things here. You guys cool with that? You cool with that, Mark?
I'm good with that, man.
All right, dude. All right, we're going to see. Fun stuff. Okay. So we have this Bible here. We'll say, hopefully I saved this. I did. It'll be fine. I'm going to take this custom slider, move it to our timeline, remove this little guy, and we're going to wrap this instead of this list view here. We're going to change this to a page view. So I'm going to add a page view here. Boom. Okay. We're going to do scroll vertical. Vert. All right. We'll do our numbers over here. I'll do that. On our height, we'll just do infinity. Yep. Take up the whole amount of the screen. And we're going to throw this. It's already in a stack, sick. So we're going to throw our timeline slider widget here. Okay. And we're going to throw this guy into an actual, we're going to throw it into a transform widget. So wrap, let's go ahead and transform. We're going to rotate 90 degrees, right? Degrees, yeah. We're going to move it to the right. Okay, that should work in actuality. We'll see. We'll see if it actually does. What we'll do in addition to this transform is we're going to wrap this custom slider. We're going to remove this padding. We're going to wrap it into a container so we can signify the height and width. And I'm going to say like 400 width and 32 height, right? Because that's going to be on its side, so it should appear over here. And then on the transform itself, I'm going to do 12 pixels. I'll just do 12 pixels all around. Okay. All right. And then in this page view, what we're going to do, this custom slider is generating 50 children, right? So we want the page view to also generate 50 children. And for this, we're going to hide the indicator. We're going to generate those 50 children. Generate children. Custom function. Total value. Again, we'll do like 24 for this. Sick. All right. And then on that page view, so like in this actual view here, we're going to do a little card. Oh, we could do a verse. Why not? We could do a verse. Okay. And we'll do 16 over there. All right. So now we can utilize that slider action, right? We have this update slider action. And what I want to try, well, first I guess we'll see if this actually works. All right, let's see. Card verse. Oh, we need a verse here. Man, well, we'll just do that timeline element. Sorry, guys. We're gonna do this, and we'll also do like the index in the list. Okay, so index and list, just so that we can really tell like, oh, okay, yeah, this is working, right? We need to be able to tell what the index is. So I'm going to combine text up here, and we're going to say combine text, current page, and index and lists. Perfect. All right. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see if this actually works. We're going to go to our timeline page. And what we should see on our timeline page here, right, is no calendar, list view, slidable widget over here. So I'm going to, all right, that's reloaded. Okay, we have, okay, we have our slider. It's vertical. That's great. It's not doing anything. So the height of it, maybe this height. Let's do a height of 400 and width of 32. Let's try that. And let's do that. Okay. And also on this container, I'm going to add a little bit of background, right? I'm going to add a little bit of background to it so that we can, I'll do accent 4, I'll do 8, and I'm gonna actually wrap that little fella in a blur. Why not? Let's blur that guy up. Backdrop, boom. Radius 8. All right. And let's go ahead like 5 and 5, or 5 and 6. Cool. All right. Now again, what this should do is this little transform widget, our slider should be over here, and we should be able to slide up and down. Okay, that's all we're doing for this initial one. And then we're going to utilize that action. Okay, we're going to utilize the execute callback function to update this list view. Oh. My blur, my container is not being transformed 90, margin alignment. I want it to rotate. Come on now. Container. Yes, yes. Transform 400 height, width 32. Hmm. Okay. I'm not getting the intended user experience I want. It's not good. But as you can see, we are sliding through pages, right? Pretty seamless. We actually need this. We need this page view. Need that gradient at the top, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, why is this not? This is the first time I've used the transform widget. Anybody have recommendations? Let's see. Put this in a roast me app, so it looks like the marshmallow is slowly getting. Yeah, you can totally do that. Yes, I did create that. That blur does have the backdrop. It does have black backdrop. So it should be, but for some reason this container isn't even transforming. Does the transform widget only take like one child? Like, do I need to do transform plus transform plus transform? Interesting. Like, right? It could be interesting. Maybe the blur is not a relative. Save this. Saving before removing blur. I really do want to try to get this to work. So we'll just add a drop shadow here. Okay. Let's see. This will actually update. We may have to do the container, right? Okay. All right. This container is not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this container. I'm going to copy widget style, remove it from here, remove. I'm going to add it to the custom slider itself. Okay. So, wow, we actually already have a container here. So, backdrop. All right, cool. We can actually just like paste widget style. I do want to remove the drop shadow. I don't want, okay. That did absolutely nothing. Let's see, accent 4, yeah. 8, okay. And then on this row, I do want this space back again. Okay, I'm gonna do 4 and 4. Okay, yeah, 52. All right, that works. Okay, so see now we get this, vertical thing. See if we can transform. Yes. All right, we'll try this bad boy. All right, sweet, sweet. So the slider is working, but we need it to be on top of this page view. Is it? Yes, it is on top of the page view, but the page view is still interactable. How do we do that? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get this bad boy over. Why isn't it doing that? There. Yep. Okay. Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna do this custom action, and I'm gonna do this backdrop. I guess we'll just do a blur now. Why not? 5, 5, boom, 8. Okay. On this action, we're going to update. Oh, we're not going to update that. We're going to. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and set this page state or page view. Sorry, we need a current index on the page state because that's what we're going to update. We're going to say current page, which will be an integer. Okay, and then we're going to be able to set this page view, initial page index, show indicator. Nope, we don't want to. We'll do this from the page state. Or maybe I'll just update the widget state. But initial page view, let's see if we can do this. I think we can. All right. Update. Can't wait to show you all the new app I'm working on. All right, nice. Daniel, we can't wait to see it. Okay. Our page, set value. We're going to do it from a widget state, custom slider. Oh. Okay. We need to convert this slider to. Yeah. We need to convert. This needs to be a double. Okay. What I want to try to do is I want to try to like scroll to the current page, right? I want to scroll to it. There's a way to do this. I've done it before, just not with the slider. So, okay, current value, update page state, current page. Yes, we're getting that current page slider. So, okay. Rebuild current page. Let's see if this works. I don't know. I don't know if it will. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Let's see what this integer property not properly set page view. Okay. Page view. Oh, unbelievable, dude. Let's see if it can. Widget state. Nope, can't do that either. Okay. I'm just going to do a little conversion. Another little custom function. Convert double to integer. All right. Save a function. We're going to do integer, take in a double. Yeah. Current index, double. Okay. Copilot would be take in the current index and round up to the nearest whole number and return as integer. Okay. So this is all, it's all process, takes time, but it's not that difficult, right? I haven't written any code. Thank you, Copilot. You were doing it, buddy. You're doing it. Copilot is my Copilot, my wingman. Okay. Are you still with me, Mark? You tracking?
I'm still here.
All right. Nice.
Just taking my face off the screen so I can see what's going on.
I got you, man. I got you. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm actually gonna say, widget state. Let's say that slider value. All right, cool. Now again, this probably won't work in a lot of cases. What you'll need is you'll need to have a set number of children for this page view, right? Because you need to be able to scroll to the exact number. You can't have 200 page views and 50 on the slider. You have to have the same amount. So if you did a back inquiry here for the page view, you could get a number of items, right? And you could just say, hey, I want to cap this at 40, right? And then you could say Also, this is the max number is going to be the number of items from that backend query. So custom functions need to be checked. Let's do that. Da, 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 da. So this will be really interesting. Also, I can't, maybe I'll need to remove this scrollable, right? We can scroll the page view, but the slider is not interactable right now. Yeah, sort of is. You just have to hit it on the right. There it is. Yeah. To hit it on the right thing. So, okay. Another thing we could do is, we can make the page view. Yeah, we could do that. We could try that. So we could, yeah, cool. We could essentially say, hey, page view, you only come this far. So page view, you have padding of 44 pixels. Cool. Let's try that. Da, 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 da. Come on now. So this should, oh, it's not working. I'm trying to click, slider's not working. Let's see why. Let's try to add a little bit of padding. 12 and 12. Okay, well, maybe this won't really work for this kind of view. It does work for this, though. It looks pretty good, I think. So, I'll be happy. I just wanted to try it in a different way. This is what the live stream is for. It's about exploring ideas that maybe you won't use in an actual app, but they're fun. They're interesting. They're unique ways of doing sort of content. Oh, I still can't interact. Why is that? This transform. I'm going to move this transform to be over everything. Top level. Absolute top level. It's still not giving me space, though. I need some space, man.
I've got no thoughts.
Yeah, like the padding's just not being applied, which is sort of weird. See if that works.
But that custom slide does look really good. I think Daniel said it perfectly. Daniel Habibi.
I want it to work, though. I want it to work in this view.
Habibi means brother, huh?
I think so. Okay. If this doesn't work, what else should we build? Well, we have 7 minutes left, so we're just gonna call it a day. All right. So it doesn't work. We can now interact with the slider. That's great. But we're not updating the page. Let's see. See if it's still horizontal. Yeah. Yeah. And some color back to the slider. Yeah, I mean, the slider is, so now we can interact with it. I think we just needed to move it to the top, but I want to scroll to, let me just see the actions. Page view, control page view. Oh, this is it. Come on now. Page view. Next, previous, jump to. Let's go. Let's go. This is it. This is what we need the whole time. Convert double to integer. Current index will be custom slider value. Let's go. This is it the whole time. We didn't need this update page state. All right. Manage scroll.
So do you still need that update page state, or?
We may need so we may need to update this. We may need it. Well, I'll just say. I don't think we will. We could probably remove it, but let's check it. Let's see. Let's see if this will let us go down the rabbit hole of custom scroll, custom timeline. I'm hoping so. Oh,
Hey, it's working though, huh?
it's working. It's working. It is definitely working.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So maybe this custom slider has 50 still. Yeah, it does. It does. So 24, right? And then maybe the initial value is 0 or 1, right? Yeah, let's do 0. Okay. Hey, we got it to work. We literally got it to work.
That's
Looky
nice.
there.
It's a bit jumpy though, huh?
It's a bit jumpy. I mean, that's to be expected though.
Yeah.
Like you're updating. There you go. Right. It's gonna scroll. It's gonna be jumpy like that. Come on, though. I mean,
That's cool. That's cool.
I think it's pretty cool. And you could also say, so this slider, I'm gonna duplicate this slider because in a timeline, really, right? In a timeline, you have it doesn't look like this, right? It's like you only are viewing the one. So instead of having like all of these, right? All of this
Yeah.
previous lit up, you just want the first one, right? And you could
Yeah.
even do like you could do a custom width here, or you could do like padding, right? You could do padding on the left and right, and you could say like, hey, if it's current index, make it wider, 0 padding. If if not current index, then it could be like 4 pixels or 8 pixels on the left and right. But hey, we did it. I think we have used the. Oh, this is cool.
That is pretty sweet, man.
I'm happy with this.
Well done,
This is.
Andrew.
I'm really happy with this. See, this is why we explore things.
Yeah.
Somebody may be like, I want a custom slider. I want a custom timeline, view where I can scroll through it like contacts in a, this would be sick, right? You could actually do this with contacts now. So like in the contact list, right? It would be a little janky because, again, this is just a page view. So
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do it okay, the next thing we're going to do is there's the scrollable header type of widget. What is that? What is that widget, guys? What's the scrollable widget? Let's see. Let's see. It'd be layout options, wrap flippable card, staggered form validation. Sorry. What is it? What is this? Sticky header. Sticky header right here. Sticky header. I wonder if it would work in a sticky header type of way. Daniel, Joseph, I can't see your comments. Maybe you're using emojis I can't see. I wonder if sticky header would work in a similar fashion, because that would be really sick. I'm not going to change this because I'm very happy with where we're at. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, better design for this. I'll probably do like an actual. I'll duplicate this slider, and that's the beauty of using component states. Okay, everybody, please. Reason why we didn't build this in a page is because we can customize this in a component. You can do this with parameters, right? You can do this within parameters. We have an action that can then interact with this page, right? If we did an action in the component, it would only interact with that component. We fed a parameter of a action here so that we could interact with the page it's on. Okay, so just best practices when building. All of those things are very beneficial. And let's see, I'm going to do this. Sorry. Cool. So yeah, all of these things are very beneficial when building. And now we could duplicate this component and create it however we want, right? We could say, hey, this custom slider, it ain't working. This is a custom basic slider. And then I want a custom timeline slider. So now I can just duplicate it and the parameters are the same. all you're going to do is edit the style of these containers. So, and then you could, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm going to do that, and that's what I'm going to post on Twitter. So, guys, thank you for joining. What's up, Bruce? Glad to have you here, dude. Rawson, thanks for joining. Yeah, I think this, again, these are exploratory ideas, right? But they're fun to sort of go through, and I want this to be a space of creativity. So, yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching us sort of fail and figure stuff out. I'm so happy with this. This is so cool. This is so cool. So, just if you guys, you jumped to the end of the video to see what we built custom slider that has a unique value to feed children in. We created a custom function to feed children into a row, which then dynamically generated containers. That container styling is conditional based off of the current index in the list. And then it can change. This is the same component, right? It can change. The dynamic children can change. And we've also created this super cool timeline function with a page view and the slider. So we are sliding to the current or the selected value of the slider, which is, I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. So, and you could even, hey, look, now what we need is like update the slider value. I don't know, there's still work to be done, but not bad for an hour of time. So
Especially figuring something out too.
yeah, exactly. Very cool. Thank you
That's
again.
cool.
We'll see you guys next week. Mark, thank you so much for joining and helping me with the chat. So